Well, good afternoon, you amazing people. How are you? Are you ready for a spicy one today? Because it's going to be a little bit spicy. So I'm just going to wait a little bit to get more people to come online. I'd say hello to Mike D, Rachel in the house. Let's see if we can get more people to come on board. I did not give my hour notification on this, so it might take a little bit of time for people to click on, but it is important. What I'm going to say today is probably one of the most important things that I've ever streamed. Okay, so I am going to wait a little bit. Did you guys have a nice weekend? I hope you did. I did some barbecuing. Hey, Dorothy. Hey, Wonko, the awesome. I did a little bit of gardening, a little bit of cleaning up. Did some barbecuing yesterday. I'm getting pretty good. I'm going to give you guys, while we wait for more people to come on, I'm going to give you guys a tip. If you guys know how to do smash burgers, here's a little bit of a tip for you. Get your mincemeat. Get a packet of ranch, dried ranch, put that in, get some sour cream, put a couple of dollops of sour cream in there, get some shredded cheese, put some shredded cheese in there, get some bacon, whether or not you have cooked bacon. I didn't use cooked bacon in mine. You can just chop up the bacon and put it in, or you can make it nice and crispy and then put it in. Put that all in, mush it all up, make your smash burgers, cook them, and they will be the best tasting burgers you have ever done in your life. Trust me on this. I've become pretty good at it. I literally cooked yesterday because, you got to understand that when there's I have 8 kids here at home right now and 2 adults. And then I had a friend of mine come round. It was 2 adults, and I think he's got 6 kids. So, you have to take out a second mortgage to barbecue on a Sunday, but it's worth it. In and out the pool, chilling out, good times. Had a little bit of tequila actually. I'm not a big tequila fan, but he brought over some nice tequila, and we chilled and we spoke about life, which was awesome. All right, numbers are going up. You guys have seen me talk on this channel multiple times about the culture war and how important it is that we engage in the culture war. I cannot tell you, and I'm going to try and not lose my shit today on this, because I cannot tell you how important the culture is to your life. Even though you might think it's not important to your life, it's absolutely important to your life. And conservatives have abandoned the culture. They've abandoned it. This is why we have ugly churches. This is why our kids are fighting against us. You have the regular rebellion, but you guys have not only got to watch everything that's going on in your schools, but you can't put on a television show without a TV show or a famous person trying to tell you or trying to tell your kids how your parents are out of step, out of touch. What they're teaching you is ridiculous, that God isn't real, that you need to that you need to do this, that this person is evil, that person is evil. You are getting a constant barrage of this. And when I try and tell conservatives about the culture, they think that their ideas are going to win. You don't get it. We have a president right now that was 17 years on television. He understands the culture probably better than any other president in history. He has harnessed the ability to improvise and to shut the media down. Do you understand that? Shut the media down. That's what he's done. He understands how to do this. It is the only reason why he was able to surpass them in 2016. Archer just tried to get in. I'm like, not today. I'm blocking the door. He's not coming in. Hold on one second. More people are coming in, and I'm going to give you an example and why it is really frustrating. You're not going to believe this. How can I go on a rant when you keep breaking into my office? How can I go on a rant when this doggy keeps breaking in? It's like he knows I need to be on my own. All right, you can sit down. He sat down right there. All right, so yes, as Mikey D says, our last president that was amazing was an actor. All right, now I'm going to make this point. Can you close that door, please? I'm going to make this point now. About a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, when Trevor Colt said to me, you should really do a YouTube channel. And I was like, no, I don't want to do that. No. Hang on a minute. I came out, and what did I do? I'm going to spell it out again because this is really frustrating to me. I made the point, if you follow me on Twitter, follow me on YouTube. And the reason why I made the point is because conservatives suck at supporting their own. They suck at supporting anybody. It's not just me. They don't support people in the culture, especially. But they don't get involved in their school meetings for the most part. It has to get really, really bad, right? For conservatives to get engaged. And everybody knows this. And everybody knows this in the culture. And I have been in the entertainment industry for 30 years. And everybody knows it. And that is why you get shit television shows, guys. Because conservatives don't stand up for it. They don't stand up and go, do you know what? We're not doing this. It took years and years and years and years and such extreme behavior from Hollywood for conservatives to finally say, I'm not going to the cinema anymore. And even then, it's a negative. It is this is why I am protesting against this. They're not saying, let's build an alternative. They're not giving an alternative vision. Trump was the first one that came along and said, I'm going to give you a different vision. And people follow him. But he'd already built his name. He'd already built the recognition. And he was on television for 17 years. I can't tell you how important that is. And if you want to know how important it is, look at all the other millionaires that have got him before. They've never won. Ross Perot didn't win. So, what did I say? I kept saying, come over and follow me. And what did I get? What response did I get? I got one today. I got one today where it's like, stop guilting me into following. I'm not guilting you into following me. I'm not. By the way, these are both people who already follow me who said this. You are missing the point. What do I mean by that? This is what I mean by that. What did I say yesterday? I said on the show that this guy is going to become more famous and he's going to make more money because what he did. And there you have it, look, right there. 20,000 people. More followers on X after showing support for Palestine. He wasn't showing support for Palestine. He was saying horrible things. 20,000. And I keep saying to you guys, this is what happens with the left. and I'm going to read you my post. All right? I would like to submit this as evidence of what I've been saying for years on this platform. The left backs their own. I've been asking my 183,000 followers to come over and support me on YouTube. That's all I've been doing. I haven't asked for any more followers. I've asked for the ones that already follow me to come over and follow me on YouTube. And I said from the beginning, and you can ask Cringe Panda. Cringe Panda came on and she said, well, you know, maybe you need to change your life. I said, it's not about that. It's got nothing to do with that. And you have to understand the way that the culture works. And you are seeing it right now. It's got nothing to do with quality. If it did, why did Hawk Tuah have all these followers? I'm going to tell you why this is important in a minute. So far, I haven't even got 16,000. I talk about family, values, culture. He spreads this hateful rhetoric and gets 20,000 in less than 24 hours. And I'm not even bothering putting a link to my YouTube account because my point has been made. My point has been made. I ask for the people to come over. You guys know who follow me why I'm saying this. The people won't do it. They won't do it on the right. And this is why we lose. This is why we continually lose. This is why politicians don't give a fuck about you. They don't care. This is why we have Target with Pride Month. Because you don't get involved. People don't want to hear it. I had a guy say, don't guilt me into coming over. Unfollow me. Unfollow me. My fight is for my kids and for what is coming. That's my fight. Let me explain to those of you that are dropping in on X and can't be bothered to go over and click that follow on YouTube why I'm doing this and why this is important. Let me tell you. Let me break it down to you. That guy gets 20,000 more people following him overnight. What does that mean? That means he has people that are actively following him. That means he has people that are actually willing to do something. And do you know what the corporations think? I can monetize that. I can make that into money. I told you yesterday he wouldn't get cancelled. I told you that, I keep saying this. It's like I feel like I'm the canary in the coal mine, and then I get told that I'm whining. I don't care about it. I'm trying to make a point of why we keep losing. And why the left knows there's never going to be any pushback from us. They can wait us out. Don't get it. Don't get it. You can't just take your foot off the gas. And now this has proven me right. Again. And conservatives don't like it because they don't like being called on their bullshit. And they'll say all kinds of things about the left. Oh, they're lemmings. Oh, they're this. It doesn't matter. It does matter. Because again, guess what? 20,000 people following him means that 20,000 people approve of that message, right? And that sends a message to the big corporations, guys. I don't know how you don't get it. Silence doesn't work. Getting on with your own life doesn't work anymore because they're actively trying to pursue you and destroy your life and destroy your kids' lives. It drives me completely bonkers. This Cringe Panda's in there. Look, she'll tell you, nobody supports her. It's the same thing. Hawk Tuah comes on, says some smutty thing, gets hundreds of thousands of followers, does a meme coin, does all this, does all that. You know what I mean? You might think it's stupid, but this is the culture. This is pushing the culture. People look at this and go, oh, well, the majority of people must agree because somebody over here who is making the counter argument, nobody's clicking. It's not about me. It's about you guys and it's about your kids. That's what it's about. You don't get it. The conservatives just don't get it. They don't understand what this means. Do you know why you've got all the trans and all this? Not only the trans and these agendas in movies, right? Because they see people click. It used to be, we go to the box office, you can see the numbers, right? Not anymore. Because of the streaming services, they see the clicks. They see the clicks on the account. They'll look at an actor and go, oh, he's got 2 million followers. That means that theoretically, if I put him in a movie, he's going to get 2 million followers come on and watch it. Or there's 2 million followers that he can access. I keep saying this. It's not just about me. We need to support our own. And we don't do it. And I get fucking idiots that come on and say to me, well, you're guilting me. I don't give a shit. I'm not guilting you. Unfollow me. I don't care. I'm making a bigger point, as I always was. And right now, right this weekend, the point has been made. The left follows those. They will go and click. The right lets us out to dry. The culture will define our world. Do you understand that? We are still sitting there thinking because we have the best ideas and we have the higher ground that we'll win. What? Trump showed us that that's not the case. And I'm not being negative to Trump. What he's saying is you can't sit there and think that that is the only thing that's going to get you to win. You got to go out and you got to punch him back. You got to go out and say this and say that and do this and do that. Courtney's Fellowship of Oddballs. Everyone should follow Matthew. If for nothing else, do it for his passion for standing up for what's right. Is it too, is it too much to ask a Courtney Fellowship? You get the sparkles. Again, look, what's difficult for me is that I get told I'm whining. I get told I'm desperate. I get told I'm asking for... Again, all these things are irrelevant. I could turn this off tomorrow, guys, and just never do this again. It doesn't affect my life. I've already been cancelled. I already stood up and said shit. I'm already not going to get any work in Hollywood. I know that. But if they knew that you lot backed somebody who stood up for these values, and that actually these values sell, I can't tell you how many times, it's just unbelievable to me. They don't put them in the movies because they don't think they sell. Honesty and truth. As far as we know, there is no straight month celebrated or white month. Odd, isn't it? We're mature and in the sticks in UK, so total tosh. It's stirring up needless and warranted news. 100%. You get the sparkles. It doesn't sell. So why put it out? Why do it? Why put it out? I told you guys yesterday that he would get an increase in followers. I don't care about him. What I care about is the precedent that this sets, that it happens every single time. What is the incentive on someone younger that is looking, and I know this because when I got cancelled in Hollywood, everyone was like, "Whoa, shut up, man, don't say anything, don't it," right? And now What is the incentive for somebody younger, a 20-year-old, to open their gob and say what they believe, to come out and say, for example, that they believe in God? Why would they even say it? They'll look and they'll go, oh, well, he said it and that destroyed his career. I already know what is coming to me. If you believe in God, you understand, right, that you ain't going to get any of those benefits now. That's not the point. But if you can't see the way that the left is funded and the way that they're mobilized and the way that they move and then the way that the big corporations come in, and then they'll tell smaller corporations, listen, you got to do this, right? Like you've got to push DEI because I'm looking out there and that's all I see on social media. If you don't think that is the way they operate, I don't know what to tell you. You're living in the dark ages. I don't understand it. And so I feel in the same way I did about COVID, right? I was down, I was like, hey guys, this is going to happen. This is going to happen. This is going to happen. And everyone's like, no. Well, not everyone, because you guys didn't, but you guys, I'm hoping I'm getting through to some other people on X right now that get it. I said that we would bomb Iran. Oh, no, we won't bomb Iran. It's not going to happen. Bah, bah, bah. We bombed Iran. I was right. Did I not say that? You got to understand the effect that this is having on our kids. You don't get it. If you don't have kids, you don't understand what is playing out here. And why there's a constant stream. You think that these things are going away. They don't go away. They don't go away. They're fighting the culture war. And we have very few people pushing back. Hey, maybe I should have Bonnie Blue on the channel and talk to her about porn. That'll get me clicks. Do you see it? There's no incentive for goodness. None. There's no incentive for values. And people go, well, you should do it just because. What? You got time to do it just because? Numbers mean something to the people that matter. Not to me, not to you, but to the bigger people, the people that write the checks, the people that change policy, the people that get pressured into changing things like politicians. Andrew Breitbart said politics is downstream from culture. It is, and yet nobody seems to get it. It's been said over and over and over again. Outlaw Pistolero, yeah, the values do come from the home, but guess what? They are reinforced by society. And if you do not have a great group of friends or the school that your kids are going to, like you are constantly fighting against that because the prevailing thoughts are antithetical to what you believe. And I'm glad everyone can say, well, I know that my kids, yeah, listen, I know people who homeschooled their kids, right, that were faithful, they were Catholics, they went to mass, and then the moment they went to college, boom, it was gone. Because you're looking around and everybody else, all culture is saying something different. I did a movie 6 years ago now that highlighted anti-Semitism. And even then I got told, and by the way, guys, you can look it up. It's not like I'm saying something that wasn't done. I could see it. And here's the thing. It starts with anti-Semitism. And then it goes to anti-Christian, anti-conservative, anti-this, anti-that. And how many times have I said on X, it stops when you decide that it stops. The public pressure stops it. Hey, Tom, we got your back, man. We got a lot of people praying for you. It's just frustrating for me. It's frustrating because, when I go out and I say what is the obvious, what is the obvious in the culture, and then I see that the way these things impact society and impact everybody, it has a disproportionate impact. Entertainment has a disproportionate impact on society. And people just go, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Whatever, blah, blah, blah. You're whining. You're this. I'm like, no, I'm not. I can tell you this. My kids are insulated more than 99% of the people out there. Again, when I was going out and talking about the COVID vaccine, I was saying it for the people that had got it as well. I was saying it for the people that took the vaccine as well. My kids go to a private Catholic school. They're going to go to a private Catholic college if they go, and we are dialed in on them. Not everyone has that advantage. Not everyone has the means to be able to do that or even to be able to watch it. So again, I can turn this camera off, go into my life, and never do another live stream again, never do another podcast again. Maybe people won't give a shit. Maybe they will. But just remember why this is being done. One code, the most awesome. Sadly, ignoring reality is not exclusive to liberals. Pointing out the truth is no more guilty than danger. Falling rock signs is fear-mongering. Right on. Honesty and truth. The powers have told us to plan, pay attention. The illness has gone away. Push now for climate change. More entrapment. Then surprise, another illness. Be aware and don't get the meds. Honesty and truth. Living up to her name. And she gets the sparkles. So, unless you guys understand the power that you have, the left understands it. And I do not want to hear, well, we're working. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. The end result is still the same, whether you're working or you're not working. Do you see what I'm saying? It doesn't change things. They're still, even if they're not working and they're out there pushing the agenda, they're still out there pushing the agenda. So the end result is still the same. So back people who are out there and are force multipliers getting the word out. Because when you get to a certain point, people are just going to say, in my position, it's not worth it. I'm losing so much by doing this. And I'm not getting, it's not like the appreciation for yourself. It's like you're not moving the needle. You know what I mean? Like you're not making a difference enough. Like I said, I could have sat here, I made this decision before. I could have sat here and done shows about TV and movies and talked about, what I did. I've done that a little bit, but what's more important is what is going on culturally, and someone who's been in that game for a long time being able to assess it and come out and say it, because nobody else will, because they all lose money if they do. And now that was said for years, and everyone's like, that's bullshit. It's just because you're shit. Okay, you got to go in a time machine and go back to when I got into the National Youth Theatre Great Britain to tell me that I was a shit actor, and tell them that I didn't warrant getting in at 15 when nobody was watching. So it's exhausting to me to see something like that. It makes you feel like, what's the point? Honestly, it does. Now, and I'm a fighter, you know, I'm going to continue doing what I do. But, you know, you look at these things and you're like, okay, without big money behind you, appealing to the good nature of people, appealing to people that already follow you to come over and click and they can't be bothered. What's the point? So even for me now, I'll look and I'd say, well, you know, maybe I'm not giving value. Maybe taking these times out in the day is a waste of my time. I could look like most people do and lean into the things that are controversial. That's not who I am. So, you know, it's, you know, when you see the culture war, when you see what's coming down the pike, and it hasn't ended. This is going to continue on. The conservative aspect of the culture is going to die. He's going to die. And then maybe there'll be an amazing revival of that. Maybe. I don't know. But there's going to come a point where there's not a... there's nobody there to teach the youngsters. Maybe don't give a shit about that. Maybe that is not important. But I think, you know, next time you get in your car and you put on a song and you listen to it and you understand that, you know, like they're saying yesterday, they want to cancel Rod Stewart just because he said that he was pro-reform in the UK. This is one of the greatest artists of all time. And he's 80. And by the way, here's the irony of it. I'm going to break this down. What do conservatives believe? For the most part, they believe that marriage should be between a man and a woman. They believe a woman is a woman and a man is a man. Shocking. They mostly think that people can live their lives as long as the government stays out of it. They want lower taxes. They want to be able to live their lives, basically. And you get cancelled for that. It's weird, isn't it? When you think about what other people... And by the way, they are always... It's like this clown over in the UK. Vegan... Parents are wealthy. It's always that type. They want to piss and moan and go back against the Borg. What they perceive to be the Borg. That's the other one as well. Don't think, you know, think life should be from conception to natural death. We're losing it because we don't get involved, and it's getting kind of like, you know, it gets to a point for me where I see this stuff and imagine you just keep saying that this is what's going to happen and you're trying to make a point and your side just doesn't get it and you're like, what's the point? What's the point? Is it worth getting all the shit? Really? It's very frustrating. So, you know, maybe if I go out and I say something anti-Semitic, then, you know, or, you know, something controversial against Trump, then I'll get more people to follow me. Yay! And then more people to follow me means I'll get more sponsorships, right? So I'll make more money. And so then I can invest more money into the business, and then I'll make more money. And then I'll say more controversial things, because the controversial things get me clicks. And then what will happen is I'll contribute to the increasing decay of society, because we don't talk about real things. We just talk about controversial things. And we bring people on that should never be on television because they're vile and they spit hate. But people love them because they're controversial, because there's click, 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 click. But if you want to talk about things like values, about raising your kids right, that's not controversial. Well, to the left it is. And then people go, I don't understand why we're losing elections. Let me tell you why we're losing elections. Number one, the left is incredibly well funded. If you do a television show, most of the people on television are making about $100,000+ an episode, just so you know. So even the people on the lower tiers are making millions of dollars. This is the irony, right? That people don't understand. You don't even have to be a success to be a success. Why would you give that up? Why would you ever come out and use your platform to say something that 5 years ago would have been normal and now is considered to be right-wing hate speech? And there's no pushback, because our side doesn't push back. Well, I don't have to click. The mentality is not there. It is so frustrating. And then people will say, well, why don't you go to so-and-so studios? You saw what Nick Searcy said the other day. Even conservatives will not hire other people that speak out like we do. And again, we're not coming out saying massively controversial things. A woman is a woman. Don't let people trans your kids. Look after, all these things are just basic parenting. The more followers you have, the more you can mobilize. The more that you can, again, look, it's just economics, right? If you go and put a movie out, here's the irony. Let me give you the irony of this. My movie, I'm That Man, has 5.4 million views on YouTube. That is massive. I have not had any directing offers. None. When I've gone to try and raise money for movies, they don't get, it's very difficult to get the money. Now, you might say, well, Matt, you just did one and maybe it was shit. Well, maybe, but it seems like a lot of people liked it because they watched it. Then if I tell you that I have a movie from one of the biggest stars in Hollywood, and conservatives won't fund that, where does that go? How do you explain that? It's because it's the same at every level, because the mentality is the same. See you, Wonko. So, it's frustrating. It's frustrating because other people watch it. So let's say you release a movie like Top Gun Maverick, right? Makes a shit ton of money. Nobody's surprised, right? Because it's Tom Cruise, who is awesome. It's a great storyline. It's not preaching. Makes a shit ton of money. And everyone goes, why did that do well? And you're like, oh my God. If you don't look and see that that did well and the Marvels and a bunch of other movies that were agenda driven didn't, I don't know what to tell you. But then what happens? What does the left do? Tell me. They go make more of the ones that fail. Who sat there at the BBC and said, "Do you know what? We should have a gay Doctor Who"? Even doing something like that is active in the movement. So again, not only do they promote their own, they don't promote people that they disagree with. And our side doesn't promote the people they disagree with, and they don't promote the people they agree with. So you don't have to be a genius to figure out that the left is always going to win. It's always going to win. So, as I told you before, I have actors that email me and they'll say, basically, well done, thank you for standing up for freedom and blah, blah, blah. But they never say, hey, listen, I'll help you. And they never, ever, indicate that they'll ever step out. Hey, Gary. So, it's frustrating because let me just put it like this. I've been 30 years in the industry. I know what I could do to get clicks. I know what I could do. I'm not going to do it. But the message has to get out to people about what they need to do. And again, I don't care. You think that this is making a big difference to my life as far as, I might get like $4 ad revenue from this. All right, it's not about that. It's the message that you are sending to the world. And here's the problem, Erin, I'm not going to comment on that. I did a whole thing about the studios and how I think they're full of shit. If you're hiring Mark Hamill, then do you see what I'm saying? Like the right hires the left doesn't hire the right doesn't hire the right. And until it comes to you guys, I was talking to a friend of mine about this the other day, until it comes to you in your work, whether you work in a factory, whether you work in a tire shop, whether whatever it is, and it will come to you. You will have to bend the knee and you'll be like, fuck, I wish I would have listened when we had a chance before it got here. I'm not going to compromise my morals now. I've lost enough as it is. What's the point in compromising now and losing my integrity? But again, what have I said on this channel? It's up to you. It's in your hands. Not in my hands. It's in your hands. This is a very positive message that is enabling you guys to make a difference in your world. And it doesn't mean that you take Saturday off and go and walk down this, down to the drag queen story hour, right? And go like Sarah Gonzalez does and gets abuse and all this other stuff. Doesn't mean that. Doesn't mean that you have to worry about, people targeting you in the street and coming up and doing something bad to you because they know you and you don't know them. People don't think about this. Every single time you speak up, you put yourself on the chopping block and people behave like it's nothing. So, don't tell me that that guy who went out, and listen, if they're good musicians, I'd turn around and say they're really good musicians. Like there are some people that you like. Look, I said something to Ben Stiller this weekend on X. I think Ben Stiller is a genius. I think that stuff he's done, he's done some of the best comedy work ever. And I said, this is just silly, and one of the things that he said. And you know what? Someone was like, he's not a genius. He's this. I'm like, Ben Stiller's a genius. He's a comedic genius. He is. There's nothing wrong with giving credit to somebody. And I'm not going to go around and berate somebody because they have a different take to me. That's not the way it works. I think he's a genius. I love his work. I'm not going to berate him like the left does with us to put him down. I got no reason to put him down. I disagreed with him on something. Guess what? Fine. And you know what? I said, you can still be a genius and have a wrong take. And do you know what he put? Thanks. It's called civil dialogue between people. Why, a lot of people have reasons for, people have reasons for saying what they say. And if somebody really truly thinks that way, especially if they're in a bubble, then you've got to be able to talk to them and allow them to change. Look at Richard Dreyfuss. Do you remember when Richard Dreyfuss went to the Trump rally? He's like, I just saw something completely different. I thought everybody was nice. Hey, Tom, you're the man. We love Tom. We love Tom. We're going to give him prayers. So anyway, I mean, it's frustrating for me because the things that I say are for the benefit of other people and not for myself. And then I get called certain things by my own side, like, hey, you haven't earned this, and maybe do something that is worth it, earns our respect. Why are you whining? Why do you keep asking? You got to earn my respect. I don't need to do fucking anything. None of it. What I'm doing is telling you the way it works. Now, either you accept the way it works and you do something about it, or you don't accept the way it works and say that it's something else, like merit. If it's merit, explain that bullshit to me this weekend. Explain to me Hawk Tour. Explain to me the Kardashians. Tell me all that is merit. This is why we lose. There's no movement pushing back. Oh, we're great at saying what we don't like. Why do you think Dylan Mulvaney continually gets on television? Because nobody's pushing back. The one time they did, Bud Light, the left was like, all right, well, that was a minor loss, but hey, we don't give a shit. We're still going to push it. Our side's like, boom, no. No, you're conservative. No, what have you done for me? Gabe, my buddy. I'm going to take this opportunity to show you. My buddy Gabe sent this to me. It's still in its package, and I'm going to show you. But here is, look at this. Look at how great this is. This is my buddy Gabe's comic. Look at that. Because we support one another. That's what we do. You understand? We support one another to affect change. Gabe is one of the rare ones that is the real deal. I love you, my brother. And look at what he says right there. The right is filled with cowards. They talk big, but don't show up in the culture war. Margaritas ante porcos. When we're not here anymore, Gabe, people will say, shit, I wish I would have pressed the button. That's what we're asking, right? That's all we're saying. It's a statement. It doesn't even matter if you like me. It's a statement to them. Do you really think that people were clicking on that guy because they thought his music was great? Go on X right now and look and say, you'll see, I didn't know who this guy was, but now I'm a fan. I didn't know this guy. Do you understand? This is what happens. This is why it drives me so mad. It's just unbelievable to me. And you know what? Guess what? If I had 1 million subscribers on YouTube and I had Gabe on and I showed his comic and then everyone goes, do you know what? He's a good man. He's a family man. I'm going to support him. Guess what? He makes a shit ton of money out of that. And guess what he does? He goes and he raises up your kids who want to get into the comic book business. But they can't because they can't go to the woke studios, right? Because they'll make their lives living hell. Honestly, the majority of people that I meet in this space, like people like Gabe, do you know what they want to do? They've been through the fire. They've been through it. And they're like, we don't want anyone else to go through it. So we're going to create something that allows creativity without this negativity, without this bullying. Gabe will tell you what it's like to be in that situation. It is shitty from the moment you walk in. Because people don't leave you alone. They don't leave you alone. Bah, bah, bah. It's like that all day long. Right, Gabe? Tell them, am I right? Am I right? We have like the best people. We have, I mean, you saw that comic book. This guy is at the top of his game. We've got to support one another. My friend Dorothy told me, hey, my son wrote a book. Let me send you one. I was like, no, I'm going to buy it. That's what you should do. You don't get it. Sometimes, like what I've been saying, doesn't even cost anyone anything. It doesn't even cost. And I'm not even asking for people who are not following me already. Do you see what I'm saying? This is the irony of it. I'm not trying to grow. I'm trying to get the same. Because I want to illustrate this phenomenon. And I've done it. So there you go. Now you see it. Now you guys know I was right about something else. Gabe knows I was right about it. Oh, by the way, I got a call yesterday from the guys who are doing the Hollywood outreach, and they said they're going to put me in a movie. No, they didn't. Nobody called me. Nobody called me because nothing's going to happen. See that? Gabe's saying, I gave up my lifelong dream of working in DC Comics because I didn't want to make filth. Well, that's your choice, Gabe. Doesn't matter that you've got a family. Doesn't matter that you're a good Christian man. Doesn't matter that you love your wife. It doesn't matter that you're espousing all these positive things. That's your choice. This is where conservatives fail, and we deserve to fail. And I'll tell you this, at least I know in my heart that I did what I could. And I tried to show the way that we win. And it's very simple. But there's something inside us that says, no, we're not going to do it. They would rather go to somebody else. Because here's the thing, and Gabe will tell you that, right? Gabe's one of the best in his industry. But what people do is they look and they go, oh, Gabe, what have you done recently? Oh, you've done these comic books on your own. Oh, you're not at DC. I've got to go to DC Comics to get the guy. I want to get the guy that just did the latest XYZ. That's the way it works. It's the same with me. Well, Matt, what have you done recently? Well, I did Protocol 7 last year, which was indie movie. You know, oh, you haven't done a studio movie in a long time? Yeah. Have you seen what they're putting out in the studios? Oh, it doesn't matter. I'm going to go and get like this person. That's what our side does. The only way to combat it is by you guys stepping up and helping. And if you don't, you don't. That's okay. But just don't complain about it when your kid comes back trans because he watched the television show and he realized that he wanted to be a fucking dinosaur or something like that. Seriously. So there you go. Maybe I should go and say some really controversial things. I don't know. Again, the left will say Matt Marsden's whining, he's doing this. I'm not at all. I have a great life. I'm just thinking about my kids and your kids. That's all. I have an opportunity, I have a platform to make a change. Asking for people to participate in it with me? No. It's even on this, how many people have been gifted memberships on this channel by people who are massively generous? Same people over and over again. How many people re-up the membership? Virtually none. What is it? $2.99? I mean, I don't know what to say. Think about what actors are getting. I just told you $100,000 an episode. $100,000 an episode. Movies, millions. Again, you know, I understand that people have hard times. I really do. But it's the principle and it is the showing that you are behind. Well, maybe I got it wrong. Maybe you're not behind it. Maybe I am making a big mistake. I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. You know, all I know is this. There's some people that have DM'd me and they've said, thank you very much. Like, you know, you've kept me sane, you've done this and that, and I'm very grateful for that. Hey, Mikey, you said $2.99. Look at that. Lisa Perch stepping up right there. DRT BKE, I'm presuming that is dirt bike. Just Chad, your Boyro, Fletcher Williams, Rage Grifter, you all got memberships. Please go and thank the most wonderful and beautiful, may I say, Lisa Perch. There you go. And Lisa gets the sparkles because she's amazing. Anyway, look, I don't want to make this a Teresa Warner. It's my ladies again. You know, there's something about the women that understand the culture war. You know, it's something about the women that understand the culture war. Haley Adams, Ron Cook, Stiffy's Hole, Grey Lady Down, Robot Doos, Nacho Man Randy Sandwich, Awesome Fire. You all get a membership from the most wonderful and beautiful Teresa Warner. And Teresa gets not one of the sprinkles, but she gets additional sparkles for 10. Yes, she does. Yes, she does. Hardy, my guy, in the house, delivers again with 5 Matthew Marsden channel memberships. And who got him? Vinzinger, One Man Punch Tolkien fan. Yes, where have you been? I know you were here yesterday. Robin Cower, Wethmuller, Sierra Juliet, Myra Page. You all got a membership from Hardy Harmonica. And I promise you, tomorrow, Hardy, I'm going to have one for the dudes. I'm going to do it. I've been super busy. So thank you so much. If you got a membership, as Mike D always says, please re-up it. Again, it's a statement, guys. Like, I don't, the money, it doesn't, you know, I'm very appreciative of it, but it doesn't bother me. It's more of you guys saying, I back this message, right? I back what you're trying to do, right? I don't want this bullshit every day of, you know, trashy clickbait. I want to talk about these things. Let's talk about what it means to raise a kid. You go out there and look how many people on Talk Media have been married for 20 years and have, men especially, have been married for 20 years and have a bunch of kids. Good luck with that. Teresa's on the back of a motorcycle. Are you serious, Teresa? It's like Teresa's like, I'm on the back of a motorcycle. I'm about to jump a fountain like the General Lee. Danger's my middle name, Teresa. Teresa, Danger Warner. Groovy, baby, yeah. So, anyways, guys, I'm sorry that's been a bit of a rant. You know, the difficulty for me is seeing that car crash and it's happening really slowly. And I'm like, guys, you can stop this. You can stop this. This is how you stop it. This is how you stop it. And it's going, and I'm like, guys, you can stop the car crash. And it's like, I don't know what the music was for, but it was there. Christy, if I had a General Lee, I would absolutely paint that flag on the top of it. You can't have a General Lee without that flag. Again, I don't see why you can't talk about America's history, but there you go again. So, guys, if you knew a bunch of the stuff that I know that I can't talk about, you would understand. It will come out one day. Do you remember what? Look at that. Look at Dorothy in there. Just ordered a comic book from Gabe. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. And do you know what, Dorothy? Dorothy gets the sparkles because she's supporting the cause. It's not about me. It's supporting people like Gabe. This is amazing. This is how we win. This is how we win. Like I said, just imagine this. If I had I've got now 15,000 people follow me. 15,000. Imagine if every one of those was a membership. Can you imagine? Can you imagine what that would mean if everyone had that membership? Or like now I've got nearly 759 people following me on here. Do you imagine if everyone was subscribed? It's game changing. It's just game changing because I can then go out and go, hey, listen, I went out. I have meetings like this all the time. I talk to people, very important people, and they look at how many people follow you. I'm just saying, it's not me that makes the rules. I don't care about those things. They do. And we ain't going to change it. You've got to remember, it's like selling cars. Oh, that car was our best seller last year. Let's get more of that. People must like that. And again, like I said, maybe people don't like what I'm doing. I don't know. I know some people do. But by building it, I had somebody today, an ex go, I had no idea that you had a YouTube channel. I've been posting this for 2 years. So you got to also understand that the algorithm stifles that as well. Christy Maybury just said, it just blows my mind they took that Good Decent TV show off over that because we didn't fight back enough. This is exactly the point. Most people are like, why are you taking the Dukes of Hazzard off? Because of that car, the top on the car. If everyone was just like, no. Again, if I had 1 million followers and I could go, hey, let's do a poll, and you put the poll and you see 1 million people say, don't get rid of the Dukes of Hazzard car, then guess what? The people that matter look at that and they go, public opinion says that blah, 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 blah. Ask yourself, again, does someone get on a stage and say those kind of things and get millions of followers? Millions of people, exposure on television to millions of people and thousands of people in the crowd. We're already fighting a losing battle. Of course I'm going to get stifled on YouTube. Of course I'm going to get stifled. Even on X I have. It's not normal that you post and you get 5 replies when you have that many people following you. I had the conversation with Chris Lash about this. Dana has over 1 million followers and she gets like 3 responses. And that's with somebody on our side. All right. So anyway, guys, like, subscribe, up your memberships, please. I would love to see a bunch of re-up memberships. That would really mean a lot. Mike will tell you. You go on, you click it. Let's build this. Let's keep. Yeah, Lisa, I'm telling you, something is going on strange on X. The algorithms aren't perfect, you know, because I see people just rocketing up and it's never conservatives. What am I looking back here? So what wasn't it more to, what are you talking about, Jane, when it says, what isn't it more to do with Daisy's cleavage? Don't know what that is. Auto renewal, Dorothy Devereaux, you star! Auto renewal! And then we build. And then we build. And then guess what? You get more sponsorships. And guess what? That allows you to do more stuff. And guess what? It allows you to employ people. And guess what? Then you start bringing people up through the system and you treat them correctly and you show them that this is the way that you need to be. And it's okay. You don't have to go down the OnlyFans slutty route to making money and having a career. We desperately need people to have careers in the media. And where are you going to go? Do you think Fox has our values? Really? And on that note, my most amazing people that follow me, I'm on 776 right now. So I'm going to put a 1 in front of that and say 1776 is a good time to stop. Thank you, guys. Hey, listen, Jane Cartwright's talking about Daisy Duke. Oh, those were the days, weren't they? Yes. Anyway, you guys are awesome. I've got to go and get my neck looked at. It's been better, actually, which is kind of really weird. 2 weeks ago, I was looking at surgery, and for some reason, it's got better. Maybe it's your prayers. I want to thank you for that. But yeah, Zephyr, thank you for that. Thank you for saying that. I really appreciate everyone. I know I've been on a little bit of a tear this morning, but I just think about the youngsters coming up and what kind of an example it will give to them. You know, every now and then you'll see a movie do super well, and then what do you see after it? A slew of movies that come out that are very similar. Okay, I'm just telling you the way the industry works. You're going to see this guy get bigger and bigger and bigger, and he's going to say more and more and more controversial things. And what can I say? That incentivizes bad behavior. The Kardashians getting that show and the show being so popular has been so devastating for women, especially young women. But guess what? It gets the views, so they keep promoting it. And then they get very rich. What does that do? It says to kids, hey, listen, if you behave like this, then you will make a lot of money. And I know that we're like, don't be silly, but that's the truth. It's very difficult to persuade even decent young women that going and doing OnlyFans is going to destroy their lives when they're making, like that slut, that one slut was making $600,000 a week. So, you know, this is what we've got. This is what we're up against. So yeah, like, subscribe, do all the thingies, I don't know what you have to do. I really appreciate you guys, and understand that my frustration comes from a place of generosity, right? It comes from a place of wanting to be able to build something for kids that are coming up and people that are looking to get into the industry. I get so many people that contact me and like, hey, how do I get in? You know, I'm a screenwriter, I'm a young screenwriter, I've got this, I want to do film, and I'm like, don't do it. We need more truth and beauty, and it starts by you guys clicking. It's as simple as that. So, Lisa, listen, I'm all right. You got to understand that, like, This is one aspect of my life. This is when you're talking about media. I can't do anything about it at the end of the day. I can be a canary in the coal mine, but I go off and live my life, and I have a terrific life. I have an amazing life. I do a lot of other things outside of this, but this is what I'm really, really good at. I know the film industry and the entertainment industry very well. And I'm one of the few people that are willing to say to conservative filmmakers, hey, listen, I can help you. And I want to give you a shot, and let's platform you. And if it's not good enough, I'll say, guys, maybe you should look into doing something else, right? But if you're not in a position of power to do that, you can't help anyone. And so basically, I can carry on doing what I'm doing, but I would like to think that the best use of my time is doing something like this. Maybe it isn't. I know you are, Lisa. I know, but all I'm saying is, like, this aspect, I get frustrated, but it's not for me. You know, I'm still creative. I still do stuff. I still make videos. I still do all these other things away from this. You know, I'm a businessman. I have different things that I'm involved in. So I'm all right. But I know what it was like for me when I was a kid to look and want to do those things and create beautiful things and being great things and inspire people. And that is going like this right now. I watched a documentary last night on Jaws, if ever you get a chance to watch it, and you look and you're like, Trevor, I love you too, mate, but not in that way. I'm just saying. And he's the problem. Trevor Colt's the problem. He's the one that told me that I needed to do a YouTube channel. It's all your fault, mate. It's all your fault. So anyway, guys, I'm going to love you and leave you. Remember, not all actors are like this, I promise. And I will see you on Wednesday. God bless.